Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to have a look at the top 5 lines to grind. Yes, the top 5 lines that you should grind. Now, this is more so for the newer players or the players out there that are looking for lines to grind and they're not quite sure which line to grind. Now, we're going to have a look at which I believe are the top 5. Now, most of them are not in any order except for the last one, in my opinion. Now, I do have to say that I've said for so many years that the IS for a new player, the IS4 line is the first line that you should grind. Now, in fact, the IS4 line isn't even in this list. Yes, because of the meta's changed over the years and new tanks are coming out and just tanks are getting better. But we're going to talk about each one of these 5 lines and pretty much tell you why I should think these are the good lines to grind. So, first one. FV215B. Now, this is not a popular choice by all means. Now, the FV215B is a fantastic tank. It got nerfed, but I don't really feel the nerf has done too much. Now, this tank is not really, shouldn't be your first tank as such. It is a difficult tank to play. It's situational. If you can go hold down or anything like that, then it is an extremely strong tank. It has the Hesh, and I'm not adding this because it's a great first tier 10. Why I'm adding this to the list is more so because of the grind itself, and that's what we look at when we're looking at lines to grind. We're not just looking at the tier 10, we're looking at the whole line as well. So the whole line of this, I believe, is a great line to grind, and we're going to look at that. When you play the whole line, then maybe you will get used to playing this tank and it will be quite good. Now, the tier 9 is the Conqueror, plays pretty similar to the FV215B. The tier 8, the Carnarvon, not so much similar, but it's got great DPM, and the next update, it's going to be absolutely amazing. The Black Prince, it's been amazing for such a long time, and that's why mainly all of them tanks, plus the Matilda to start off with, and the Cruisers, they are all fantastic tanks. When you get to the tier 5 and the tier 6, that's when it gets a little bit boring, but past that, it starts to get much better. And overall, I just think the whole line is a good line to grind. Next up, we have the Kranvagn line. Now, this tank is in meta. It's been in meta pretty much ever since it was released. It did get nerfed, but again, I don't think the nerf has damaged it too much. It still performs really, really well in the battle, and in my opinion, it is a great, fantastic tier 10. It's an all-rounder. Now, playing this tank, it will get you will get used to go and hold down, using the turret. You'll get used to playing it as a single shotgun. You'll get used to playing auto loaders, and of course you'll get used to playing it as an auto reloader. So it's all in one. This tank is literally all in one. It's the whole shebang. You can play it as an auto loader, so then after this you might want to grind the T57 or even maybe the 50B or something like that, or even the TVP line or anything like that. I don't know, but this tank should make you get more awareness of how to play these kind of tanks, the reloading. But the Kranvagn is still one of the, played correctly, is still one of the strongest tier 10s in the game, even after the nerf. If you can get yourself on a ridgeline like we are here, yes, we have been shot quite a few times, but that grill in the back is really starting to piss me off because he's just focusing me. Fair enough, I'm probably the only tank he can actually see, but he's actually resulted in shooting some HE because he can't damage me. The same as we're going to get another HE shot to us in a second, which I think is from the E5, only doing 52 damage, and that's what this tank does when you're hold down. It is extremely difficult to penetrate. Of course, the line is good as well. The Emil 2 is not so good, but it's still a decent tank. The Emil 1, fantastic tank, and then you got the Leopard, the Leo, sorry, tier 7, and also a fantastic tank, and the STRV is not too bad. Moving on, we're going to go for mediums here, and now again we have got the auto reloader. Now, this was a difficult choice to put in. I wanted to put a medium tank in here. I didn't want to just do all heavies, and I was going to put the T62 line, but then I thought, you know what, the T62, yeah, the Object 140, the T54, they're all good tanks, but leading up to that, you've got things like the T3485, the T44, they're not in meta at the moment, and they have just been power crept to hell, because there's just so many better tanks out there than those tanks. And that's why I added the Peugeot. The Peugeot, overall, the line is a fun line to grind. I absolutely love the Peugeot line. And even when you get to the tier 10, you're not disappointed, because this Peugeot is absolutely amazing. It has a little bit of armor. It has that auto reloading system. So again, you can play it as a one shot, you can play it as a two shot, or you can just shoot all three of your shells and then reload all three, then shoot them all again. It is totally up to you how you play it. Again, it is all situational, depends on your situation. I just think it's an all-round fantastic tank, and the line's leading from it as well. The Standard B is one of my favorite tier 9s, and it has been for a while. The Pantera, also a fantastic tier 8, and then you have the P43 TER and the Abyss, which are, they're average, not too bad. Next up, we have the E100 line, and I'm not actually showing the E100 here, I'm showing the Tiger 1, because the Tiger 1 line, or the E100 line, is a very popular line to grind. Very, very popular. And that is because mainly the Tiger 1, because it's unique. Everyone knows, even if you don't know about history, like I'm not a tank history or war history fanatic or anything like that, but come on, before the game I've heard of a Tiger 1. Most people have heard of a Tiger 1. So that's why when they start playing the game, they see the Tiger 1 and they want to grind that line. And it is a fantastic line to grind, and in my opinion, it is still one of the best. Apart from the E100, it is still one of the best lines to grind in the game. One of the easiest lines, considering a few of the tanks got buffed until you reach the E100. Before that, yeah, it's a fantastic line, and up there with the top. Literally, it's, if I was to start the game, that I would definitely recommend, or if someone was to start the game, I would definitely recommend this line to be your first line to grind. Now, the whole line, it's not just the Tiger 1 because of the Tiger 1 and how famous the tank is. It's just literally the whole line is fantastic, and that's where we're going to show you in a minute. Now, I had a blinder of a game here, and you can see the armor profile. Since Wargaming buffed it, it can bounce almost anything, this tank. It's very, very troll. We bounced 2,200. Now, we're going to lose this game because I made one mistake. Now, we are going to take care of this blaze. Now, if I was to just drop down here by B, I would catch the enemy Tiger 1, who is a one-shot. But unfortunately, I don't drop down there. We lose on supremacy points, and, you know, 5 kills, 3,700, 2,200 block damage. It's a shame. But E100, tier 10, great tank if you know how to play. E75, one of the best tanks in tier 9. The Tiger 2, already a fantastic tank, and it's about to get better. We know of the Tiger 1, which we have seen. The VK3601H, one of the best tier 6s in the game. And of course, you then have things like the Panzer 4D, the Panzer 3. So just an all-round fantastic line. But for me, now, the best line, and I'm not saying this is the best tank or it's the strongest tank in tier 10, which is the E5, but just in general, overall, I think that the E5, the T110 E5 line, is the best line to grind in World of Tanks Blitz. And you might not agree with me, and that's perfectly fine if you don't agree. Everyone has their own opinion, everyone has their favorite tanks, and this might not be the tank for you. Yes, it got nerfed, but again, I don't feel that the nerf has done too much. The E5 is an all-round fantastic tank. It has DPM, it has speed, it has armor, it has an amazing turret, it has gun depression, it has everything. It's a heavium, basically a heavy and a medium put together. But what's more important about grinding this line is the line itself. Now, the tier 9, the M103, a fantastic tank. The tier 8, which is the T32, a fantastic tank. T29 in tier 7, fantastic tank. Then you get the M6, tier 6, fantastic. And then you get the T1 heavy in tier 5, one of the best heavies in the game. So that E5 line for me is the best line to grind in the game. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Meadsy. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.
with